Hey, Joseph here. I've got a lot of batteries here today because I would like to talk about them. I've actually made another video regarding batteries of my household in the past, so I'll leave that video's link in the description as well as one right here. But there's a bit of an update that I need to make to that video, therefore I decided to make this video with help from EBL. EBL has graciously sent me these batteries, and these white ones are actually from the previous video. I have been satisfied with these batteries, but there are some limitations to the category of the product that we need to be mindful of. Therefore, I decided to make this video to update you on alternative products that can be improvement to some of the things that you're looking to do on the batteries. So to set out the overall premises, regardless of what kind of electronics you use, I put a lot of efforts in making all of the electronics in the household or the everyday carry items to be rechargeable devices that I can charge them up via some form of USB so that it is universally rechargeable, preferably USB Type-C. However, some devices just aren't available in that format, either USB Type-C or just downright not available as a rechargeable format. Therefore, it requires some form of batteries in them, such as the wall clock, TV remote, toys, and some of your other everyday electronics like flashlight will require some form of these AA, AAA batteries in them, and I would like to turn them into a rechargeable devices by using rechargeable batteries. So that's the overall principle. You can use these big name brands like Duracells and have them inside of your devices. They work totally fine, but once you use them, you have to chuck them out and buy new ones. And I don't like having landfill nor having to spend however money every time I use up these things. The electricity that I need to pay in order to charge these batteries are a fraction of the cost of these batteries that's just going to be chucked into the landfill. Yeah, I would like to not use them if possible. Therefore, I went to the cheapest route where buying Amazon Basics type of rechargeable batteries. They do seem somewhat lacking in quality. They just lose charge over time. They do have a good amount of capacity. It's just that when they are just being in the device for a long time, not being used, or in storage, then they are going to lose charge. So the time that you actually need them, put these in the devices and you'll find out that they just don't have charge in them. Therefore, you have to charge them up and put them back in the device. And those become problematic on some of the emergency type of devices, as well as some of the long-term usage devices, such as wall clock. So you're better off using these non-rechargeable batteries for wall clocks. It just holds electricity for a very, very long time. They say something like 10 years in terms of storage and charge life. However, there's now lithium-ion rechargeable batteries that's becoming more mainstream, and that's why this video just kind of came about. Sorry for a long intro, but I just had to explain myself. So these red ones are actually the new type of lithium-ion rechargeable batteries from EBL, and I just got them here and I just charge it up for the purpose of this video. And they have much better characteristics in terms of holding the charge not being used. And I tested it myself as they were shipped to me on these sealed boxes. Right out of box, they were holding charge, which wasn't the case for these rechargeable batteries. Although I found out that these hold charge for a longer period of time than the Amazon Basics. However, they do slowly drain. Therefore, I need to charge them back up. In a case of, let's say, I need a flashlight right now, and it does have a charge. That's good. But let's say it doesn't turn on because the charge ran out. Then I'm gonna grab something that's been already charged up out of my drawer, put them back into my device, and it's not gonna work because it drained out, or maybe work for just a short period amount of time. Then I need to throw all of those batteries into the charger and recharge them, and now I can't use this flashlight that I'm intending to use. Therefore, I regularly charge these and put them in the storage. They do typically hold some charge in them, therefore I can use them for a small period of time whilst the other set is being recharged up. So you get the idea. However, out of the sealed box, they hold charge. They are a little bit pricier than NiMH or the nickel metal hydride, so you can do a bit of a cost comparison yourselves. But I think these are still well within the price of getting a lot of these non-rechargeable batteries, so I would like to use them. And something that I would like to mention is the fact that lithium irons, they have the voltage of 1.5 volt, whereas other rechargeable batteries that are not lithium ion, the nickel metal hydride ones, are actually 1.2 volt. So they're rated for lesser voltage, and all batteries, as they lose electricity in them, they do lose the amount of voltage they are rated for. Better batteries will hold 1.5 for a longer period of time, but all devices know how to work with, say, 1.2 volt. However, if your device is very particular in terms of the voltage that it is rated for, then you'll need these lithium ion batteries to output 1.5 volt. For example, I recently purchased this gaming mouse from Logitech G305. They're somewhat cheaply available. And when I use these 1.2 volt rechargeable batteries, they just constantly lose connection. I don't know if it has to do with the voltage, but it was just constantly losing connection, and it was virtually unplayable to use these rechargeable batteries. And they just take standard AA battery in them. Actually, this Duracell battery was shipped with this mouse. It connects just fine with this battery, but if I were to put in rechargeable battery, it was constantly losing connection. I suspected that it is due to the 1.2 voltage issue. It is not really confirmed. I haven't done a very scientific test on this, so this is just my theory. But by having 1.5 volt lithium ion, it just took care of that problem. So that is one case scenario where the higher voltage actually mattered to me. And there are a couple more things about this mouse that I wanted to mention of usage of these batteries, so I'll come back to that. But everyday devices like this require AAA batteries, and having these just popped in right out of the sealed case, I am able to turn the device on, actually work with it, and it just holds charge like that. It is almost full charge. During the shipping process, I imagine it took weeks, the least, and it held charge, which is good. These are examples of devices that are needing batteries. You can see that I've already got EBL rechargeable batteries. We use TV remote, not a lot, maybe to adjust volume a little bit or turn on the TV and then turn off the TV. That is it. It's using very little amount of electricity, and I don't need a lot of charge on the batteries, but it's probably losing its charge more so than being used. So I think lithium ion batteries will make perfect case for rechargeability in these long-term devices that are using very little juice. Same thing for this Logitech keyboard, the keyboard plus the trackpad combo. I've been using this for my living room setup for a very, very long time. I would prefer to put the lithium ion in here so that they hold charge for a longer period of time. So now I have replaced this one with lithium ion, and it'll work really well. So as a proof of concept, let's go ahead and replace these batteries, 3 AAA batteries inside of this little slot. This is my son's favorite flashlight. And we're gonna go ahead and replace with these lithium ion ones. Fresh out of package, it's still sealed. So I'm just gonna slot them correctly. I forget how the orientation works, but it's just 50-50 chance, so let's give it a shot. Nope, I reversed it. This way, and it turns on. So it held its charge during shipping and manufacturing. So I think it makes perfect sense to use something like a lithium ion rechargeable batteries for type of devices that needs to stay with charge for a longer period of time. So lithium ion batteries have a lot going for it. Let me open up these AA batteries as well. And they come in this nice little package, and they are rated for 3000 milliamp hour, whereas the nickel metal hydride are 2300. So they also hold much larger charge in them. And I also got this charger from EBL out of my own dime. This holds 4 batteries, and it is able to charge the nickel metal hydride, NiCd, and lithium ion batteries on this charger. And you've got to make sure your charger is capable of charging rechargeable lithium ion batteries. There are lithium ion batteries that are not rechargeable, and there are chargers that are not made for it. Therefore, it can actually provide wrong type of voltage to them. And since we used up our AAA batteries, I'm gonna open up another fresh package and put them in here like so, and then use my trusty USB Type-C that is around everywhere and just plug this in, and it is going to start charging for me. You can see that it is charging up right now. And out of package, it held about more than 60% of charge, so it is being charged right now. And I did charge these 2 batteries prior to this recording, therefore it is fully charged right now. Let's do the peel here. And let's test out the charge of these AA batteries. It is going to determine how much charge it has. And as the last point is the fact that they're actually lighter than these nickel metal hydride. Let's go ahead and test the Duracell. This one is 23 grams. And then the Amazon Basics, 29, so it is heavier. And then the EBL nickel metal hydride, 28, so they are about the same in terms of weight. And then EBL lithium ion, it is 19 gram, so that is much lower in terms of weight. And this one too. So you can see the lithium ion, they are much lighter, even though it shows 3000 milliwatt hour, which is different from milliamp hour, and I am mistaken. So the charge for the nickel metal hydride is shown as a milliamp hour, whereas the lithium ion is 3000 milliwatt hour. And I think they are actually different because they are different type of voltage. So my claim for having larger capacity, I'm gonna have to do a bit more research on that, but at least it is proven that this is much lighter than this battery. Now, that may not matter at all in terms of overall weight, but there is a category that actually weight matters, which is a mouse. In the world of gaming, weight of the mouse actually matters quite a lot for a lot of folks. I'm not as picky about weight of a mouse, but say the weight of my MX Master S3 is 142 grams. Whereas if I were to put in a AA battery inside of this mouse, it is going to be only 96 gram. It is still relatively heavy mouse. People prefer even lighter mouse in a lot of cases. And it is because of the weight of the battery. Obviously, it can't be lighter than the battery it goes inside. And the overall mouse without the battery is actually only 72 grams. So if you add the battery weight, then it is going to weigh that much more. So what do? Something we can do is actually equip this mouse with a lighter battery. Then it will give us total of 92 grams instead of 97 grams. So it is slightly lesser in terms of weight. Or what if we were to use one of the AAA battery in here? Then it will only be 81 gram. Obviously, the AAA battery will not fit in there. But there's ways to do that actually. And before I cross that bridge, I wanted to do a comparison for the AAA battery roundup. Sorry, I'm slightly out of order here, but let me go ahead and show you the weight of this AAA from Duracell, non-rechargeable, 12 grams. And then EBL nickel metal hydride, 13, slightly more. And then Amazon Basics, 14 gram, even higher. And then lithium ion, only 8 grams. What about this one? 8 grams. So it is much lighter. Therefore, if you are able to fit this and work with this mouse, because it is still is 1.5 volt, it certainly is capable of running this mouse. It may not last as long as the bigger AA batteries because it doesn't hold as much charge or capacity, but you can have your preferred lighter choice of mouse. So if that is a fact, then you can use something like these adapter. So here is a AAA to AA adapter. You can get these cheap from Amazon. By the way, any of these products that I have showcased on this video, I'll have their link in the description. If I have missed something out and you're needing the link for it, please leave them down in a comment. I'll be happy to answer those questions as well by providing you the link. So here is a AAA that went inside of this adapter. You just close it and it just has a contact points like this. And then you just put them into the mouse, just like a regular AA battery. And then the overall weight will be much lighter than what you would do with a standard non-rechargeable AA battery, because the overall weight is only coming out to be 85. So this is my preferred method, one being rechargeable as well as being lighter in terms of the overall weight. So that's a nice little tip for using a light mouse like this. I don't know, I pivoted quite a lot from rechargeable batteries into a mouse usage, but there it is. And if you're up for one more tip, is to use this type of battery. So this is also the same lithium ion from EBL, which I like a lot, and it holds lesser charge, 900 milliwatt hour. But let's compare this. So this one is 8 grams and it has this micro B USB port on here, so you can actually directly charge this battery. You can use this cable that it was shipped with, but I don't like using these cables. So I have this magnetic dongle that you can just put it into micro USB, and then there is a little adapter that you can put onto the USB Type-C port like this, and they both become magnetic. So all you need to do is that, and then it is gonna start charging. It's gonna blink on you to let you know that it is charging. Once it completes charging, then it is going to be a solid light. So you can have a little thing like this on the battery for you to charge. But the problem is that this won't go into this adapter because of this little dongle. And you can do a little cutout on this adapter, which I conveniently made prior to this recording. You can see it like so. So I've just did a cutout onto the plastic so that the micro USB is aligned there, and then just slot that in and it fits perfectly. Once you do that, then you can put it into the mouse like so, and the port will face up, and you can just cover this, and this turns on just like how it should. Works perfectly. Once you need to charge this device, all you need to do is you peel that back, get your USB cable with the magnetic tip, and then just go, and it's gonna start charging. I guess the next step, if you dare to, then you can put a little hole on the top so that you can just charge it directly. Or if you're savvy enough, perhaps you bypass that USB Type-C port into the back of the mouse or the front of the mouse. I guess you can do that kind of modification, but I'm not up for that kind of modification. But at least that is an easy, convenient way for me to charge the mouse once I'm done using it. Yeah, as a casual gamer, that will satisfy me. Rechargeable mouse and lighter mouse. So that's how I improved my G305 from Logitech. I like the looks of it, the feel of it, and the weight is good enough for me. It is total of 85 grams. Anyways, that was my long-winded video of all the rechargeable batteries that I have, why I chose this lithium-ion battery over other ones. I'm still going to use mixture of all the batteries in the household. I don't like throwing things out when they are actually capable of being used. So there are some Amazon Basics rechargeable batteries that just didn't hold any charge whatsoever, or it leaked out. So I had to throw it out. But until then, I'm gonna keep on using these. And also, I'm gonna start using the lithium-ion batteries, especially for the wall clock and the TV remote. I think it will be the perfect usage of these batteries. And I think that is it for this video. If you have found any of these information useful, please like this video and consider subscribing to my channel to continue watching these type of videos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. Bye.